not tonight.
Hello.
No, not tonight. I got it really bad.
Okay, hello Year 7. What I'm going to do for you today is I'm just going to read through this poem and pick out some of the ideas in it, because this is one of the most famous poems by Rudyard Kipling, and it's quite foundational for understanding the way that he viewed the world. So, If by Rudyard Kipling. I'll read it stanza by stanza, then I'll sort of break it down. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. So, one thing we notice straight away is there's lots of contradictions in this poem. It's all about trying to find a balance. These help you to find balance in life, because when other people are blaming you, it can be very tempting to want to blame them back, he's saying. Also, if you are being doubted by other people, these would be difficult things to do. It would be difficult to master your emotions in this way. If other people are complaining, that whole sort of, oh, haters gonna hate thing sounds helpful, but it's a bit trite often, because, well, if someone's hating you, it's very understandable to get emotional and feel targeted. So, at the outset then, there's lots of difficult things that we're being asked to do. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, so think of the most boring time when you've been waiting for something, and to not get bored waiting for that. Well, yeah, this would be very impressive. Let's carry on. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build 'em up with worn-out tools. So there's two main ideas here. Is this idea that we don't want to get carried away by our dreams. We don't want to get carried away by any idea. And then, secondly, triumph and disaster are both called impostors. Why does he think that triumph and disaster are both impostors? Well, this idea of stoicism, which is a personality trait where you don't feel pleasure or sadness too strongly, instead you remain balanced in your reactions to life. So stoicism, this is this idea that, well, neither victory or loss are to be treated that badly, because we will experience loss and we will experience success in our life. If we overreact to both of them, then we'll constantly just be veering from one idea to the next. So he's saying that their impostors are to be treated with excess emotion, or they can lead us astray, he's saying. So we want to be careful of these impostors who are sneaky. And they will trick us. So he's also saying you could watch your entire life be broken up, and you would just get on with it, and you would build it up again. You would just recover from the greatest losses, and just get on with it. Wow, how difficult would that be? If you could make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never really breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, and accept the will which says to them, hold on. So, you gamble everything you have, and you lose. How would you react to that? Well, as we're reading this, we're thinking, goodness me, I would react so badly to this. This would be devastating. You would be going around, probably, you'd want to share that pain with other people. You would want to tell others. But this isn't the way that he thinks that you should live your life. He thinks that we're much better off if we just keep it to ourselves. He thinks that we should keep this to ourselves and just get on with things. To serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So, clearly, this is advice on how to live your life. And he's saying that in all sorts of varied situations, we should remain who we are. We shouldn't get carried away by being surrounded by famous people, important people, and think that we're amazing, nor should we, when we're around common people, somehow become patronising or think that they're beneath us. We should just remain stable and true to ourselves. Now, this is a word that would be called humility. If you are really famous, really rich and powerful, but you still think that you're normal, or you still retain a sense of who you are, that is humility. And so he wants us to feel humility at all times and not get carried away. Also, what's he say? If you can do all of this, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. Well, you've watched the video on imperialism. There's definitely something in here about, well, the world is your oyster. And this has shades of imperialism. This idea that if you are the ideal young British man who can master his emotions, who can control himself, then you're not going to get carried away and the world could be yours. Now, here I've got one more word, reserve, a natural restraint from showing too much emotion. This is really difficult to do. Being this buttoned up person who doesn't give too much away, who masters themselves, is super, super hard. Just try today, anytime you're going to get excited, to remember, no, I don't want to get overexcited. I need to manage that so that I also don't get too sad when something sad happens. It's very difficult because our human instinct is often to feel emotions, but it was in controlling these emotions that people managed to rule the world. This was what made the British man. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. This poem will be important for helping you understand what kind of person Rudyard Kipling is when you're making your poster and when you're looking at the other poems in his early life. Have a lovely day.